All right, all my beautiful people, how the hell are you today? Well, I'm doing this video, number one, because I did a video yesterday that I screwed up bad, so I'm not gonna post that one. Um, I don't know if anybody has ever done a video, they know what I'm talking about, or just screwed it up. But anyway, on with the subject. What it is my 3-year-old Figo Preto um, has too many limbs, and it's kind of ugly, and also it's never given me a single good fig. So I'm gonna go ahead and harvest a couple of air layers that I actually did yesterday, which you might be able to see back here. But I got one more limb that I didn't know what to do with, so I'm gonna redo my video from yesterday. So this is my method of air layering, which I have adopted from two places. Number one would be Ross Raddi, which everybody knows. Ross, the fig boss. You know, if you don't know who he is, and sorry, but yeah, look him up. You'll figure it out. Anyway, the other one would be the LSU Agricultural Department, which I'm gonna try and mesh together if I can and make it make sense. But so let me go through a couple of things that you're gonna need. So hold on. All right, so in no particular order, maybe number one, you're gonna need a limb. I'm gonna take this limb here, and because this would be the fourth limb of the tree that I'm trying to make right here. So after I remove these two air layers that I did yesterday, excuse me, and take this limb off here, I will have, you know, 3 limbs, and I'm gonna be trying to accomplish this chalice effect with the Figo Preto. That information with the number of limbs I got from no other than Lou Monty. Thank you so much, Mr. Lou, for all your information that I get from you and that you give for everybody else. I'm sure they're paying attention. So, oh, also, there are a couple of people, I think a couple of people, no, I've already mentioned one, but the other guy is, dang it, I'm having a brain fart now. So embarrassing. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. He does a lot of indoor growing, and I'm sure his name will come to me hopefully by the end of this video. But Mike Kincaid, sorry, buddy. You're doing amazing work with that Black Madeira indoors with grow lights. It looks amazing. I couldn't replicate it if I tried, you know. And he's a freaking wealth of knowledge also for the fig community, along with Ross Raddi and Mr. Lou Monty himself. There's other guys in there, but I don't have time because I got to get to this video. So sorry guys, love you, but let's move on. All right, so what you're also gonna need, besides the tree and a limb, is a bag of soil, which this part came from Ross Raddi. So what he does, he grabs a bag of soil. I'm just using Pro Mix HP only because it's what I have left over from propagation of my cuttings. So it should work pretty good because it's already been, what do you call it, disinfected, or you know, where you take all the fungus gnats out. So I'm not gonna have to worry about fungus gnats, you know, eating up my air layer. Then what you're gonna need is some rooting compound. This is some old rooting compound I've had. I think it's still good, but I want to use powder. I have liquid, but I don't want to, you know, mix up a whole deal of liquid rooting hormone just for one, one air layer. That's all I'm going to be doing right now. So then you're going to need something to label your bag with, maybe, or your limb, because you're going to be cutting it off eventually. I used, regular go Sharpie, but then you're going to need some sort of something to take and keep this bag of soil on the limb. I'm going to hurry up because it's starting to rain. This is just my luck. But then one of the more important things is a good sharp knife. Just my old case knife, pocket knife I carry every day. So here we go. Let me set you up. So y'all can see. Hopefully I can get this in view. I don't know. Try. Bear with me, y'all. I'm not a cinematographer at all. Alright, that should work. I hope. Anyways, here we go. And hopefully I remember. Oh, dang it! I forgot to tell you. I'm gonna try and remember this. I've been using this, but for some reason I forgot to use it on my air layers here. And I'm hoping that I can remember to get this in there too. So it's not gonna take much at all. What it is, this is mycorrhiza. Pretty sure everybody knows what mycorrhiza is. It's a having a brain fart now. It helps transfer nutrients between plant and this fungus, because it's actually a fungus that connects actually most of the entire world plant system, natural plant system, and it's a symbiotic relationship between the plant and the fungus. They trade off nutrients to each other, and they help with watering. And they actually, they say that it helps retain water better. You know what? I don't know. I don't know about that. I haven't tested that part very closely, but maybe we should. Mike Kincaid. That might be something for Mike Kincaid. Because it seems like he's more attention to detail than I am. So then you're going to take your knife, rusty old knife from yesterday, and try and figure out where you're going to make this cut. Because you're going to want to take a node. Take one of these nodes, right? I'm actually going to move it up just one node. No, I think I'm going to keep this node. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a mark. And it's going to be, you're going to take about 3/4 of an inch of bark. You're going to girdle this, number one, all the way around. Hopefully I'm getting this good so everybody can see it and not my ugly mug. I'm pretty sure. I hope my ugly mug's not in there. But anyway, you're going to come around as best you can. And come a little bit further down. Make another ring on your bark. Make sure they meet. And then you're gonna slice up that ring without taking any fingers off. And see all this sap flowing? That latex going? That means it's gonna come off really, really easy. If you did this in the wintertime, this would, it would be a pain in the ass, pardon my French, to take off. But, oh, I've missed a few section. See y'all? There. But see, isn't that cool? I think it's cool anyway. But then what you're gonna do is scrape this cambium layer off, or whichever layer this is, you're gonna scrape it off because you're interrupting the flow of nutrients, the photosynthates. You are closing them off by doing this. Man, I know, I feel like I'm just all thumbs doing this. All right, now that we got that done, what you're gonna do, take your rooting hormone. Oh yeah, and the brush I forgot to mention that you're gonna do, take your rooting hormone out with and brush it all. Oh, you know what? I forgot something too. My bad. This is my bad. Okay, after you're done girdling, what LSU Agricultural Department recommends is that you scratch and you wound the tree a little bit up here above the girdle. And it is, I think, going to cause roots here, is what they say. I usually get roots out of here, even when I don't do this, because I was just re-educating myself on air layers, because you can learn something new every day, y'all. I do. I really do. I think I learn something new every day. So then you're going to spread your rooting hormone here. I can't remember if the ag department did or not. I don't even know if Ross Raddi did this. But this is where I get the information from Ross Raddi, because Agricultural Department of LSU had sphagnum peat moss, the big, thick moss you see growing in the trees, that kind of stuff. And they just had the big ball of sphagnum moss bunched around us with a roll of saran wrap, which I have saran wrap. I don't have any peat moss, but I think I'd rather use Ross Raddi's approach to this part, which he takes his bag of soil and he just cuts it down the middle. It's important to use a very dull knife sometimes. I've used that. Crack it open a little bit, because then I'm gonna dust some mycorrhiza, which that didn't come from Ross Raddi, and I don't think it came from the Agricultural Department. I think this little tidbit is my little, way of churching it up. I think I have a small little spoon right here. I do. There it is. And I'm just gonna lightly dust. Because it doesn't take much to inoculate this stuff. It's just it's gonna start growing, hopefully along with the roots. So then you take your roots, or I mean your rooting compound, close it up around that branch, nice and tight. You may get a little water, because I may have gotten this a little bit wet because I was in such a hurry. Always in a hurry. But you take and you can use anything. I just have this laying around. Normally I use electrical tape. I've used zip ties before. But this is the first time I'm using duct tape. Because it really doesn't matter what you close it up with. I mean, you can use a shoestring, just get it snug where it's not going to be moving around. Hopefully it's not too tight. I don't know. I hope that's not too tight. I should have made a little window so you can see maybe a little bit of roots, but I think y'all might be able to see a little bit of window root in there. Then what I'm going to do is put a date on it. Today is May the 10th. And it's the 26th year of our Lord Jesus Christ. And then, if you had some tin foil, which I do not have, I used the very last of it yesterday on one, and then realized I was out to do the other one. And of course, I didn't go get none for today, but I'll eventually go get some and cover both these up, just so the sunlight doesn't get to it. Because again, what you're wanting to do is trick this limb into thinking it's underground. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but by tricking it and thinking it's underground, because you've interrupted the flow of photosynthate, it is going to stop here, because xylem and phloem goes both ways. I can't remember which one goes up and down. I learned that back in 8th grade, but xylem goes one way, phloem goes the other way. So whenever you cut the bark or girdle the tree anywhere, it is that's what it's doing. It's interrupting the flow of xylem or phloem, whichever one runs through the bark and the cambium layer, and it's creating an underground environment, and then that's what creates roots. So fun little fact, but that is my method for air layering, which I got again from Ross Raddi and the LSU agricultural department there, which is awesome. They do a lot of good work. But also, here, let me show y'all around real quick. So yesterday, what I did also, I didn't even bother filming this because, I don't know. I'm sure y'all have seen people separate their rooted cuttings. I'm sorry, not rooted cuttings, but separate their rooted suckers, which this was a rooted sucker, that I pulled from the mother tree yesterday. I wish I would have gotten that in there, but unfortunately, hey, it is what it is, y'all. Sometimes things happen. But what happened here is the root ball was fairly sizable, and I couldn't get to the center of the I couldn't get it to the center of the pot, so it's all the way over to the side. I'm just gonna let it mature like that, and hopefully it's not gonna cause any kind of problems. But yeah, other than that, I don't know if I've showed y'all the rooted cuttings I have. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna see if I can't supplement my little disability income with a few little cuttings. If you're around the Southeast Texas area, Woodville, Jasper, Texas, that's where I am. And then this little mulberry, it's pretty cool. I got it a few years ago. I think it was last year, year before last. Back when we were still in Houston, I took a little cutting of my big mulberry, which unfortunately got left in Houston and it died. But this is my dwarf variety, and it makes super sweet little berries, but they're just so super tiny, y'all. It takes a lot of them, but they taste really good. A lot better than blackberry in my opinion. And then my little LSU Scots Black that I'm kind of nursing around. It's the only one left. I had 2 of them, but my cousin's pigs decided that they wanted to take out a couple of my figs. So yeah, that's my video, y'all. My 3-year-old, 4-year-old fig tree is gonna look awesome just as soon as I get all those branches off. And I really hope it gives me a fig this year, because You know, I've been wanting a black Madeira type for a while. And I got this one because it was supposed to be less care than a black Madeira. But then I also found black Tuscan. And unfortunately, the pigs are taking the black Tuscan because I have it in ground. I thought that putting him in ground was going to keep him from being, you know, put to death by lack of water. But instead, they're getting tore up by figs. I mean, pigs must have figs on the brain. All right, y'all. Oh, yeah. The table. How could I forget the table? I just built this, y'all, last week. And I'm pretty sure if I called Elon Musk that he would be able to land the Falcon Heavy rocket on this thing. So this is gonna be a cool little piece, you know, a little display table for the channel. And by the way, speaking of the channel, if you've made it this far, I'm sure appreciate the attention to all these matters that I find so interesting. I hope it has earned me a subscription and maybe a like. I know a lot of guys don't ask for that, but I do. It's something I forget whenever I watch my videos sometimes, and I just pass up a video. I say, man, I should have liked that video, but then I never go back and like it. But okay, I'm rambling at this point, y'all. So if you've made it this far, super thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I hope y'all will join me again. I'm getting confused because somebody is pulling up now. But if you can't be good at it. Later, y'all.